The United States is experiencing a quiet but devastating collapse in one of its most profitable and symbolic industries, international tourism. Behind the flashing lights of Times Square and the marketing campaigns selling dreams of freedom, diversity, and American culture lies a growing global disgust, an unease that's hardening into avoidance. Under President Donald Trump's renewed administration in 2025, the U.S. is not just losing travelers, it's hemorrhaging goodwill, global standing, and billions in economic potential. And unlike natural disasters or pandemics, this crisis is man-made, deliberate, and accelerating. Take the case of Olga Ivanic and her Swedish cousins. Their planned hiking trip through Colorado and a scenic journey to Los Angeles and San Francisco was abruptly canceled after witnessing Trump berate Ukraine's President Zelensky during a White House meeting. To many Europeans, it was a grotesque display of disrespect toward a war-torn democracy, yet another moment in a growing collection of public embarrassments. And this isn't an isolated reaction. For many across Europe, Asia, and Canada, America has become something fundamentally unrecognizable, hostile, erratic, and undeserving of their tourist dollars or moral support. The numbers speak for themselves. Tourism Economics has slashed its forecast, now predicting a nearly 10% decline in international arrivals for 2025, a stunning reversal from projections just months ago. What should have been the post-COVID rebound year is instead shaping up as the year foreign tourists turned away en masse. Visits from overseas were down 11.6% in March alone, and Canada, America's closest neighbor and its largest source of foreign visitors, is leading the retreat with a 40% drop in leisure bookings. This isn't just about tariffs, although they're certainly a factor. Trump's trade war has once again set fire to diplomatic relationships, with aggressive economic measures against friends and allies like Canada and Mexico. His outrageous suggestion that Canada should become the 51st U.S. state infuriated Canadians, who responded with their wallets. Major airlines like Air Canada are scaling back flights due to falling demand, and vacationers are opting for Europe, Japan, or anywhere that doesn't carry the cultural baggage of American politics. But economics is only part of the story. There's a deeper rot spreading, an emotional and psychological alienation from what the United States used to represent. Tourists from Germany, Sweden, Spain, and elsewhere are saying it out loud. They don't feel welcome, and they don't want to visit a country led by someone they view as a bully. The Trump slump, as some have coined it, is no longer a theoretical fear. It's quantifiable, visible, and growing. The consequences ripple across industries. Hotels are seeing cancellations. Tour operators like New World Travel report drops in bookings of 20% to 50%, depending on the region. Vacation rental platforms like Beyond have seen Canadian searches for U.S. stays plummet 44% after Trump's renewed tariff threats. Entire tourism ecosystems in places like Florida, Arizona, and California are being gutted not by natural disaster or disease, but by policy choices and political toxicity. What's worse, many of the declines are coming from nations once considered the most pro-American. Scandinavia, for instance, has been especially rattled by Trump's bizarre obsession with Greenland and repeated threats to control the semi-autonomous Danish territory. It's not a joke to them, it's colonial overreach. For travelers from Germany, Elon Musk's support of the far right in their country has soured them even further on the American image, feeding into a growing European sentiment that the U.S. is no longer a moral leader, but a cautionary tale. Even in Japan, where affection for American pop culture and lifestyle has historically driven strong tourism interest, priorities are shifting. A weaker yen is certainly part of the issue, but more troubling is how Japanese travelers now seem more comfortable visiting countries like South Korea, Taiwan, or Australia, places that don't carry the looming shadow of American unpredictability. And then there's the psychological toll. Travelers like Pepa Cuevas from Spain say they are still shocked by Trump's return to power and have simply lost the desire to return to the U.S. Others, like Ian Urquhart in Canada, are canceling long-anticipated trips not for financial reasons, but as a matter of personal principle, sacrificing deposits and family experiences to send a message that they will not condone America's direction. The financial fallout is severe. U.S. spending by international visitors is projected to drop by $9 billion this year alone. And this is not a short-term slump. Analysts now say the U.S. might not recover its pre-pandemic level of international tourism until 2029, a full decade lost to political toxicity and reputational self-destruction. And here's the most chilling part. This is all voluntary. This is not some unavoidable consequence of global forces. It is the result of conscious decisions driven by nationalism, paranoia, and an increasingly isolated worldview. It's not just the rhetoric or the tariffs or the inflammatory tweets. It's the message that America is no longer a land of opportunity and welcome, but a fortress of grievance and retaliation. America's tourism problem is not just about money. It's a reflection of a deeper societal sickness, of a country pushing away the very people who once admired it, invested in it, and longed to walk its streets. If this is the new America, then much of the world is making a quiet but decisive choice: to walk away.